Hello and welcome back to the Guns and Glory show. I wanted to talk to you guys today about the potential negative side effects following a self-defense shooting. Ever since I began with firearms, with shooting, with reading, watching videos, learning everything I could about it, I was taught that, and I want to emphasize taught, that if I had to use my gun in self-defense, I was probably going to have some psychological negative reaction to it and maybe have a panic attack, maybe throw up, maybe cry, sweating, shaking, that sort of thing. I don't know. Depends on the person. Well, I don't think all that's entirely necessary. Apart that if you've been attacked, you're going to have some kind of a physical reaction. That's quite normal. But to carry on about it isn't. I think that's something that was planted a long time ago by the left, and we bought it. So now we're teaching everybody if you have a problem, it's going to go badly for you. Well, that just makes people hesitate and it makes them miserable. I was thinking about it this way. I was raised in a Christian school, and I went to church my whole life. As a little kid, I was taught that you're supposed to marry one woman, and that's supposed to be for life, and you're not supposed to touch anybody else. You're not supposed to look at a girl at all. And that has resulted in some really negative consequences for me psychologically. When I was a little boy, I wouldn't go into a swimming pool without my shirt on, because I was taught to be ashamed of my body. I was taught not to look at a girl. So, I'm single. I never got married. I've been with one girl like 12 times. We had a kid, and then it usually wound up having a panic attack afterwards because I just wasn't comfortable with that. I was trained as a little kid to be ashamed of that. And anyway, that's kind of a rabbit trail, but it's similar to what we're talking about with firearms defensive use and the negative effects that follow that. I think we're making mountains out of molehills. I don't believe it's necessary. We should really stop doing that, teaching people that it's going to be that bad. We should teach people instead that what you've done was justifiable and it was righteous, it was legal, and that other people are now going to be able to enjoy their lives as a result. Now, we look at these officers that went into that school a little while back, in that Christian school, and stopped that trans shooter. We saw their body cam, and what they did was, it was really intense. And sure, they're going to have some psychological effects from that. What they did was right. It was heroic. And I think if we start teaching people the positive side instead of that something bad is always going to happen, it'll save a lot of people a whole lot of trauma.